Okay, what's up guys? I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to be driving my friend's 2020 BRZ. It's got the Performance Limited package, which means it's got these nice wheels, some Brembos, and it's got these nice leather and Alcantara seats. It's got this cute little wing back here. It's a 6-speed manual. This car makes a total of 205 horsepower and 151 pounds of torque. I've been lucky enough to have it lended to me by my friend David, who I'll leave his Instagram down in the description. But I've driven this car a couple times. I drove it last night just to get comfortable with it, and I've got to be honest, I really like this car. Like, people shit on these cars a lot, which I totally understand, considering like these cars are what, $20,000 to $30,000 brand new, but they drive so good. So last thing, right now he's running some Advin, they're 300 treadwear. He's running 225, 45, 17 in the front, and I'm pretty sure it's a squared setup, so it's also 225, 45 in the rear. Yep. Other than that, this car is completely stock. So I'm getting a pretty good first impression on what these cars feel like stock. Of course, having Brembos with the limited package helps out a lot. Those brakes definitely stop pretty good. But yeah, I think let's just get into driving. Okay, so I got my little GoPro set up. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that on the hood. Hopefully that stays on. We'll have to find out. But like I said, this car just like there's something about this car that it just drives so nice. Here, I'll roll up the windows so you guys can actually fucking hear me. But it's just balanced super well, and even with this car being completely stock, which I think if David did some sway bars in this thing, it would be like perfect. I don't know if you necessarily need coilovers, especially since this car, Dave like daily drives it and doesn't want it to be that stiff. He doesn't want to go full race car like I want to do with every car I ever own. But I think right now just doing like sway bars in this thing would make it like so good. But even now, like it's really hard to complain with this thing. The shifter feels really good. The pedals feel good, other than the fact that like they are a lot like touchier compared to my pedals. Of course, you've got, I think this car is drive-by-wire. I'm not 100% sure, but my car is drive-by-cable. And the pedals in my car are just so much like heavier compared to these. These pedals are like really touchy, which, I mean, I don't have an issue with it, but it just takes some getting used to. I forgot to mention, this car currently has a Touge. I'm pretty sure it's just a catback, and it sounds pretty good. I will say, like, out of all the BRZs I've heard, this one definitely is on the better sounding side. It's a little droney for what I'd like particularly love, but I don't think it's too bad. One thing I do really like is the little shift indicator in the dash. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it just makes, like, when you're mobbing, it makes it really easy to see what gear you're in, which I really enjoy, actually. So let's see. Let's see if I can get around this guy, or if he's gonna let me pass. If he doesn't let me pass, then I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh, and he doesn't let me pass. What a shame. Wow. Okay, well, I think I'm actually just gonna turn around and I'll catch back up with you guys when I do that, because I want to actually drive this car and not just mosey along on this road. Okay, so I waited a little bit. We'll have to see if how fast I catch up with the guys ahead of me. Hopefully not too fast. I'm also gonna put it in track mode because I'm used to driving a car with no traction control, and when the traction control in this car kicks in, it kind of bugs me, if I gotta be honest. It like comes in at like the wrong time. So yeah, I like to drive this car on the track mode, so the traction control is not completely disabled, but it at least does something. I also like how this car has shift lights when you get to the very top of the RPMs. I think that comes in handy really nicely. But power-wise, this thing feels about the same as my car. Handling-wise, it handles really good. Just did a little too much there. Oh, biker. Let me just do that. Get out of the way of the biker. We're gonna slow down, try a little heel toe. Yeah, so it's about the same when it comes to my car. When you're coming out of a corner, it really would be nice to have like just a tiny bit more power to carry you through the entire corner. Because right now it's like, it's good, but it's just like not enough to, you know, really get you going. But on this hairpin here, oh, we're screeching tire a little bit, but it's carrying through pretty nicely. This section alone, if you don't have a fast car, you're really kind of fucked, because all the fast cars that have lots of horsepower, they kind of gap you on that section. So having a higher horsepower car in that area is definitely pretty beneficial. But like my E30, like once you get this car moving, you can stay like going pretty good fairly quickly. It just carries really nicely around the corners. The suspension is definitely stiff, but not too stiff for you to like be annoyed, and not too soft for you to be like, well, I wish I was stiffer. So yeah, I think it's a good ratio. See, I got this car in front of me. Let's see if he lets me pass in this area up here. Oh, there's a couple bikers. Just gonna do a little pass here. We out here doing only fully legal passes. And my favorite corner, oh, there's a Prius stopped right there. I wouldn't stop there if I were you, Prius, but guess he doesn't give a fuck. I move the GoPro out of my face a little bit because I can't see. Oh yeah, squealing tires a little bit right there. The nice thing is, like, this car feels like that when the tires start to squeal, it's not like you're out of control. Like, it's not like it's just gonna kick out on you. It actually feels very like controllable, if I gotta be honest, which is very nice. I like that a lot, because a car that doesn't do that is unpredictable and quite scary, frankly. But yeah, right here I'm at 5, now 6, creeping up on 7, and it just doesn't have enough power to like really get you going uphill. Now we're stuck behind this Outback that is very slow, but the stop sign is right up here, so I'm not going to complain. We're doing all right. But as you guys can tell, like, this car handles really well. Like, if I had to compare it to my E30, which has, keep in mind, that car is like fully built to be on the track. The only thing that I don't have is a faster engine, which that is in the process of right now. But that, like my E30, if you guys have watched the build breakdown, which I will have linked somewhere, couldn't see there for a second. Let me just downshift. This is a good corner right here when you're not stuck behind an Outback. Oh, he's letting me over. Thank you, good sir. I love you. Have a good day. But yeah, for this car to be completely stock like it is, it handles surprisingly really well. I'm sure if you did the supporting mods, like if you did everything I've done to my E30 to this car would absolutely rip. Like, of course you don't get the driver's experience that you get with the E30. This car definitely, it feels like a go-kart, but not as much as the E30 feels like a go-kart. But yeah, like I can definitely see why people rave about this car as much as they do, because it really is a good car. I just think if you were able, like doing maybe like a turbo or a supercharger on this thing would be amazing. It would make this car so good. So yeah, now we're at skid. I hope you guys enjoyed that little POV run. Peace out.